Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
What are we gonna do?
About our busy schedules or your busy schedule?
Apparently, I'm so busy. We're struggling to make time to the podcast. We are recording it earlier this week because I'm off to Florida tomorrow to stay with my best friend Jessica. That's a nod to Jess and this family. I cannot wait because Jessica has two daughters that are like the best singers.
Yes, they are.
And I told Lennon, this is a house where we could sing openly. There's a piano. We could play music. And he looks at me and he goes, do they have Wicked? Like, do they own Wicked?
What, are you kidding?
But he's shy. Like, he's like, well, I'm not going to sing out loud. I was like, you
Just
what?
you
Fine.
do you. How about you do
Fine.
you? Just say you do you.
And Felicia, I think every time I called you, you were too busy to talk to me.
Right.
I called you. You were like, I'm about to play Rummy Cube. And you put me on FaceTime with Ellen. And I saw Ellen. You bounced back so quickly from getting your gallbladder out.
I played also last week. They couldn't believe it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've been busy.
Yeah.
So you're having fun?
Well, yeah. I mean, other than being winter here, which sucks, and I'm happy to hibernate like a bear, but I, push myself out.
What's going on in Plainview?
What's going on?
Big weekend plans in Country Point?
Well, we're seeing Substance.
The Substance.
The Substance.
Is that because when Demi Moore won that Golden Globe, they're like, we better show
No,
this?
I don't know. No. The Clubhouse only has the movie. Somebody, and I don't know who, said, let's show The Substance. But the Clubhouse pays for it. And then it's everybody's.
I
it's
cannot
free.
wait.
But we have a movie theater, only holds about 36 people or 37.
I need to, if I could be a fly on the wall to hear
too.
all the yentas going, oh, you're like, oh. Like,
I know, they're all going to, I know, and I'm waiting
it's
for them.
gory, it's horror.
I know.
Demi's like naked.
I know. I spoke about this with everybody at the table when they were saying it. I went, listen, you girls I don't know if you understand what this is
you're trying
about.
to warn them?
Yes. And then the other one with Nicole Kidman, which is
Baby
called
Girl. Wait. By the way, Felicia walks in, she goes, there's controversy about Baby Girl.
Well, it's not controversy.
What are you
It's just
saying?
It just whenever I see anything online, because it's always online, and it's always TikTok. They are, and who's doing TikTok? I mean, who is like recording? It's always people in their 20s and 30s. I mean,
What are they saying?
They're just saying, do not go with your parents ever. Instead, they said, if you can sit by yourself, that's the best thing because it's so embarrassing.
So sexual.
She's like,
It's so sexual.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
If
you could do Naked Attraction, you could do Baby
which
Girl.
is what Ellen said that to me. She goes, why don't you
Honestly,
want to talk about it?
I was saying this to a friend last night.
Because I don't know those people on. Not that I know Nicole Kidman.
I'm telling you
don't.
this. For The Substance, I closed my eyes. I had to cover my face.
Oh, boy.
For Baby Girl, my eyes were wide open.
Well, it's not scary.
My
Baby
eyes
Girl is not
were wide open.
Which is another reference to one of her movies.
Thank
However, that is not a scary movie.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But it's still like,
So we'll see what happens.
it's more like,
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So you want to talk about this TikTok ban? There's so many ins and outs of it. There's so many layers. Casey, do you have any insight? By the time this podcast goes live, we may not have TikTok. What's the deal?
I think that it's beneficial for society to get rid of TikTok altogether.
I do feel bad for the creators that a lot of people make, a living on TikTok.
Yeah, they do.
But I would say just shift to
By the time
Instagram.
we get another job.
Go to Instagram, make a living that way. I would also, I mean, get rid of phones for these kids. Ban them in schools.
I think
get rid of
the
TikTok.
controversy with TikTok is not that it's
security for
it's
China.
security. It's like
Right.
it's owned by a Chinese company that, obviously China doesn't have our best interest in mind, and they're probably doing stuff with our information. But as a ripple effect, I don't have to tell you, the algorithm is too good with TikTok. It's not only is it just occupying our brains for an obscene amount of time, but it's also influencing our behaviors and our thinking and our opinions.
I have a prediction.
I think there's a ripple effect to the.
So
the
why
ban.
can't-
I think Musk is going to sweep in.
Maybe. And
I
why
think he is.
why can't somebody in America come up with something just like it?
Well, I did hear that.
The
I also
algorithm
American,
is the
a
part of-
European, whatever.
maybe the engineers are better in China.
They probably are.
And there's two other apps that are being downloaded, and it's the top two apps on the App Store.
Which are called?
Chinese apps called I think it's Red Notice and Lemon or something. And They're like,
Yeah, but
they said most of the users are Chinese users.
You got to find a Korean social media app.
I can't. It's so beyond my thinking.
Do you think they have K-Date?
I'm there just to observe and watch. I don't
But
comment.
let me make
I'm afraid
all right, Miss Lee, our Korean correspondent, K-spondent? Is that funny?
Yeah,
K-spondent.
K-spondent.
K-spondent. Let's get a sound effect for that. K-spondent. Miss Lee, is there a Korean dating app? That's what we want to know for Felicia. Is there a Korean dating app?
Instead of calling J-Date, it's K-Date.
I know.
Which would be hysterical.
Is there an echo in here?
Let's get to some news. Okay. There's a lot of Korean news this week. Mom, there's 2 Korean medical dramas that are dropping, okay? One is called Hyper Knife.
Can't wait.
Guess where it's going to air?
Disney.
How do you know this?
But when it's Disney, it's really showing on Hulu.
It says on Disney Plus, following a formerly successful neurosurgeon who works as a shadow doctor in an underground surgery clinic.
Can't wait.
Wow.
Can't wait.
This morning, a listener named Stephanie texted me and said, this is for Felicia, another medical K-drama dropping on Netflix.
Called
January 24th.
next week.
The Trauma Code.
Can't wait. I know all about both of them. And I love me a K medical drama.
Well, we love medical dramas. A Korean one.
Oh, it's fabulous.
What's another Korean medical drama that
Marni,
you've seen?
there's one called The Doctors. There's so many of them.
my
There's Dr.
God.
Romantic 1, 2, and 3. You have no idea.
I think I'm going to try to watch The Trauma Code because look at this beautiful thumbnail art. Look how handsome this guy is.
Do we have a name? Give me.
I don't know his name.
I know that's that.
No, his name's not even on here.
yeah,
Heroes on Call. Thank you,
can't wait.
Stephanie,
Can't
for
wait.
sending me that. January 24th.
I know. Most of the time when they say Disney Plus, it's
This is
always
Netflix.
Hulu. Oh, Netflix is Netflix.
Well, that's because Disney Plus and Hulu
they share.
merged.
Whatever, they merge. So when they say Disney,
You think that Hyper Knife is going to be on Hulu?
If I normally find whatever they say is going to be on Disney Plus, I always find it on Hulu.
Okay.
I have a hard time finding it on Disney Plus.
Now, what
I don't
about
know
Max?
why. Huh?
No, does Max have any cases?
I have
I'm just
not
kidding.
seen anything on Max, but can I tell you? Can we jump to something else?
We're not in the Korean moment yet. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just get to some more news.
Okay,
Do you
go
know
ahead.
Chuck Todd is reportedly planning to leave NBC when his contract is up? I like Chuck Todd. He's like Meet the Press. You know who Chuck Todd is.
I mean, if I saw his face, I would know.
You
it.
would know.
Okay.
Okay, I just thought that was interesting.
And where's he? Oh, do we know where he's going, or is he retiring? Like
He's definitely not retiring.
So he's
okay.
young.
Yeah, he's on the younger side. Now, Jess Armstrong, who does Succession, okay, next project for HBO, which will end up on Max, is going to be with a collaboration with the Succession executive producer, Frank Rich, about, and it's not a series, it's going to be a movie. 4 friends who gathered during an international financial crisis. Love me a good financial crisis.
I know you do. I don't, but you know.
Okay, to kick off our Korean moment, there's something that that I read last night, and I want to know if you heard about this. Squid Game.
June 27th, June 26th.
I heard summer. You have the date?
June. Absolutely. What are you kidding?
Okay.
June 26th is, I don't remember.
Felicia.
But yes.
From your intel,
Yes.
from your deep dives,
Yes.
is it true that Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be on season 3?
Oh, he better not. That would be so fucking disappointing. No, absolutely not. Unless he's a surprise pop up.
I read
there's
something.
There is not one.
Isn't that shock?
Yeah, and then it would take away the whole thing.
Right?
Then it's not the same game. Then it's not the same.
She is angry.
I'm like,
oh my God,
pissed.
I'm loving this.
If that happens, then because we know that it's been shot already.
I know.
I mean, whereas,
I
they're
know.
editing it now,
I
putting
know.
it together.
What
blah,
if
blah,
he
blah.
plays one of the rich men?
No, he can't.
Who watches the game?
I can't. Oh.
I'm digging I'm digging back in time here. There's some retro Hi Felicia here. Didn't Felicia say she's not a fan of his face?
Leo, I do believe she said that she was not a fan of Leonardo.
I'm gonna
Not
look back.
anymore.
Not anymore.
He did not age well.
Right.
He's a little.
I
He's got a
believe
little
she said
puffy.
that in episode 1 of
There you
Hi
go.
Felicia.
Maybe.
And I
Flashback to
stand-
episode 1.
I'm not a fan of his face. And I stand by what I said, but they cannot.
I know.
They cannot
Did
do
you
that.
see I posted this on Instagram?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, at Marni Jagger. I posted this link to this article.
Oh.
And I was like, weird. Just weird.
That could be so much gossip, but I don't
maybe
know.
it's gossip.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd be really disappointed. I know they would probably be thrilled, meaning the Netflix and the production company behind it, but you're ruining it for everybody else. Don't do it.
I know. Well, that's our good segue for your Korean moment this week. Mom, the listeners have spoken. It seems that a lot of people really enjoy hearing you talk about your fascination with K-dramas. So you have to tell us what you're watching.
All right.
this
First
week.
of all, let me just start with, I've only been watching 4 to 5 years. And once I got into it, I've been, as anybody could, all my friends know, I don't leave the house. But after a while, because I came to it at a much later date, I'm much, much older, I have a hard time remembering names, remembering titles, because when you watch so much, it all blends in. I'd have to have everything written down. I need a full list. Now, because I don't know when the industry changed, when in Korea, I mean. I mean, because they had a lot of conflict and turmoil in the 70s, and so I don't know when all this changed. And I also, personally, anything more than 30 episodes, I can't watch it, because if I love the show, then I truly will never leave the house.
What are you watching this week?
Let me.
She's really on a spin right now.
Let me just say,
The morning does well for you, Felicia.
Marni has been busting my chops to watch Landman, which is on. wait. I know I'm doing a side
I know
note,
what you're doing. I know what you're doing. This is a great segue into what you're going to talk about.
Right. It's Paramount Plus.
Correct.
Now, she came to my house a few weeks ago and put it on my TV, but it's not the app.
It's not weird. She's got a smart TV. It wasn't a main app. She's struggling to find it. It's getting buried.
And every day she keeps saying, "Did you watch it? Did you?" And I go, "I can't find it. I can't find."
I said to you, FaceTime me and I will get it.
And I never have the time. And I go,
because you're playing Rummy Cube.
No, or I'm watching something else.
I called once and she's like, I'm in deep in a K show.
Yeah, so just leave me alone. Finally, yesterday, I go, all right, on my own, like a big girl.
Because I didn't talk to you yesterday.
That's right.
We talk at least once a day.
And so I finally found Landman, and then Paramount Plus. And then I remembered that a Korean show called Queen Woo was supposed to be on Paramount Plus, something that will not be shown anywhere else, as far as I know right now, because for Korea, it is almost what they call almost pornographic.
Like Baby Girl?
Maybe. I'm not, I don't know.
So what is Queen Woo about?
First of all, it's historical. It's about, it's too much for me to tell
there's
you.
Sex.
In the beginning, the first 2 episodes, it's about the king who I love, but he's all scruffed up and bloody and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not going to tell you, so I've only watched 4 episodes. And
only 4?
Well, there's 8 altogether, and I just did not have the time. And then I realized, as I was looking, I went, there's other K shows on here. There's not as many as, let's say, Netflix or Hulu or Prime or obviously Viki, which is an Asian app. But I found at least 5 or 6 that I went, oh, damn, now I got more to watch.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But I have to now remember, how did I find it?
So I did say to Felicia, well, we had to make you your own profile because I don't want you messing up my algorithm.
Right, because I had to go on Marni's and I went, oh, when she opens this up, she's going to really be pissed at me.
No, I'm not, because I don't really do a lot on Paramount Plus, but
right.
I'm so glad you discovered more content.
I have a lot of, I have
Did you
so
get
many
so
shows.
sucked into the K shows on Paramount Plus that you couldn't watch Landman?
No, I didn't. No, I watched Landman first. I watched it.
Okay. Mom, that was your Korean moment. There's no more Korean minute.
And I want to thank
our correspondent,
Miss
Lee.
We have 2 of them.
We have another listener named Kim,
right,
who wants to speak to you.
I know,
who's been watching K shows for believe she said 20 years
at least.
It sounds like you have another phone call tonight.
I know, but I would be on the phone with these girls. I have to set away at least, because it's a 2-hour phone call. At least because when I talk to my bestie, Judy, we can be on the phone for 2 hours.
Just about K shows.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right, Mom, let's get into our uncircumcised gems. So we'll lead with Landman because the finale was on and you did watch it.
Yes.
So this is a spoiler. If you didn't watch the finale, if you haven't watched Landman, fast forward a few seconds. I was right. My prediction was right.
Which is
Jon Hamm is done.
he's not dead though in the show.
Mom,
he
yes, he is. Casey, you literally said, look, there's no heartbeat.
Oh, please!
You said that, Casey.
They have a way of bringing
I thought
him
you
back.
literally confirmed that. He's dead.
It appeared, if you looked at the EKG in the background,
He's dead.
Flatlined,
he was
right?
flatlined. While the family was crying.
Yeah. Let's.
Mom,
all right, we'll see.
We don't need, even though it's Landman with Jon Hamm, it's no more Landman with Jon Hamm. It's Landman with Billy Bob.
Always
Right.
Landman with Jon Hamm. I am a Hamm
has
fan.
it been? So you know for a fact it has been renewed.
Oh, I'm sure it's been renewed. It's the
Well,
ratings are through the roof.
right.
I'd be shocked. Yes, of course it's going to
All right.
come back.
I
just
will
think
bet you.
he's-
I will bet both of you, meaning that he's back. That he's not dead.
I think
I will
Hamm
bet.
is busy on his new show for Apple TV. He's booked 2 seasons, and season 1 hasn't even come out yet. Like your friends, lovers, neighbors show. I think he's busy. I think they used his name. They used Demi Moore's name
maybe,
to
but-
get the show going. Because
All right.
Billy Bob, like you, didn't. A lot of people don't like Billy Bob. Now
Right.
we're back in love with him.
Right.
He's killing it.
Yes, he is.
And we don't need them. Demi was a waste.
Well, Demi was not on
Yeah,
it,
and
a
Jon Hamm
lot.
wasn't on it that
no,
much.
He wasn't. No, which is why I think he's hungry for money, and he might do this.
You think Jon Hamm is hungry for money?
Yeah. And let's see what happens now with, unfortunately, what's going on in LA, where they're going to. I mean, the whole
They don't film this in LA.
I understand they don't.
I don't think they film it in LA.
But their
You're
production,
getting so angry at me.
because you won't listen. Because the production companies, I mean, their staff, everybody, all the PA, everybody is getting killed.
I know.
So we'll see where this goes.
I know. Well,
To
we
be-
should
to be
find out
continued.
where this is being filmed and what production company. There's a ton of production
Yes, I know.
in Texas.
I know.
I mean,
we'll see.
But let's go back to the show.
Yes.
I think Billy Bob as the president. I love this for
I
him.
was surprised that Jon Hamm had him written in
the will,
as
I
in the
know,
will
I
as
know.
like predator executor. I was like, really?
I know.
Which is why that's ridiculous, because in real life he would have never done that. But doesn't matter.
I don't know,
It's
because
make
he says
believe.
he's known him forever.
I
Like,
know,
they've been-
but he's
they
not
came
an
up together.
I don't think in the show Billy Bob is an educated, but I know he knows his business.
He knows the business
I know,
inside
and
and
he's
out.
apparently not scared of anything.
I gotta say though, like
Except
just
his daughter
everything,
sleeping
everything
with
I
a guy,
hated,
which, please.
everything I hated about this show at the beginning is still there.
Right.
But I guess I just
We're like
became
used
more
to it.
normal.
Like,
yeah,
like
you just get normalized
now I'm
to it.
enjoying his wife. I think it's hilarious that they're doing the nursing home.
Yeah.
It's
know, it's
sticky.
just-
That was
It's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Every
that
time it
was
goes
like-
back to that, I'm like, okay.
I know,
Okay,
I know.
but that's
it just
right.
feels like 3 separate shows. To
You're
me.
right.
It feels like the show about the son with the
Oh,
little
the
widow.
son.
The widow,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is
Feels
a
like-
little 3
Yeah,
separate
you're
things.
right. It's 3
It
separate
just
shows.
and each 3 things has a separate tone. It doesn't feel like a cohesive show to me.
Interesting, but I still like it now.
But I agree with Casey's right.
But that scene with Billy Bob
being,
tortured
That was- yeah.
insane.
I love the fact he could pull out the nail by himself.
And then who walks in? Who's the boss? Andy Garcia.
I knew it was him. I thought, is that it? He really puffed up.
Always playing mob.
I love
Wait,
that.
so I
love that.
go,
I'm
oh
so
my
happy.
God.
I'm so happy that men over a certain age
Are working?
also
Are getting
working,
big?
Yes, are getting bigger like women. You know,
Interesting.
big. You know, like
Aging.
your weight changes and things happen to your body. No matter how much you try, things happen.
The minute I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, that's Andy Garcia.
Yeah. I was really
Casey,
happy.
were you impressed that I knew that?
That didn't impress me much.
That don't impress me much.
Stupid.
Anyway,
Can you Google like Landman season 2K? Can you find that out? Or are you busy memeing it up or doing something?
2 hours ago, Landman season 2 ? What to know about the future of Taylor Sheridan, Billy Bob Thornton's show? Landman season 2. Everything we know about the show's return.
Get to it.
Landman, are you a Ham fan like me?
Casey, get
Everything
the meat.
you need to
You're-
know about the Ham
You're
Man.
not talking to me
No?
about the meat. Just headlines.
The ham meat?
No, just scratch you. You're not giving me any information here. What else?
move on.
Well,
What's the other show that you're watching?
okay,
on
so you know
Netflix?
what's funny? It's not funny. The scene where Billy Bob is being tortured.
Yes.
There was a similar scene in this very violent show I'm watching, American Primeval.
Right.
So
Which, wait,
Let's take it back.
me
Let's
just
take it back.
Let's take it back. My friend Kathy has been raving. She and her friends said she thought it was fantastic. I said to you.
So she calls me and she's like, "There's a show. I don't know what it's called. American Primeval." She couldn't pronounce it.
Primeval.
It's confusing because it's spelled Primeval, but it's pronounced Prime Evil.
Okay.
Because I did look into the pronunciation.
Fine. And I walk in today, and what is she watching? Which in the beginning you said it's not for me.
So you like historical.
But I don't. No, I don't like. I like historical British shows. I do
historical Korean shows.
I told you I don't like historical.
You just called Queen Wu historical,
and I don't like it. So that's
you
why.
Never said you didn't like Queen Wu.
I said I like Queen Wu, but I normally don't gravitate towards historical Korean shows.
She's yelling
because you won't listen to me.
I was
and maybe
confused.
when Casey plays this back, maybe that will pop up and means you didn't listen to me. But I am watching it because I was sucked in. But
okay,
so back to
she tells me American Prime Evil,
right.
And I see it's like #1 on Netflix. I start watching and I was like, ugh, it's like black and white. It's like country.
Well, it's
like the
a Western. It's a Western.
Sure, it's the 1800s, and I was like, this is painful. It's Mormons. It's Indians. It's a lot of fighting. And then all of a sudden I keep watching. And then there's some fucking violence that I had never seen in my life.
And the violence never stops.
And then I fucking kept watching because I was like, how violent can we get? Now, this show is not for everybody because no one is safe on this show, from women, children, and animals. No one is safe. And it is a very hard watch. I'm yelling. I'm shutting eyes. I'm going, like, it's fucking This show screams. I don't know what man would want to watch this show.
Oh, absolutely.
Casey, are you mad at me that I watched this without you?
I don't care about this one.
Okay.
What'd he say?
I don't care about this one.
If this was like Severance or something like that, then I'd be upset.
Well,
this is a real tough watch.
Do you like Western show? I normally don't like Western shows.
So now here's the question. Are you watching it?
Well, I probably will go back to it.
Yeah.
I did start episode 1.
Yeah.
And it was like episode 1 for me. I didn't finish episode 1. It was boring. And
it's slow start.
You're right.
It is a slow
And then I
start.
read that, yes, it is a slow, give it a chance.
Yes.
And there's only 6.
Casey, are you like TikToking? What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get my last talks in.
What is the date today?
It's the 16th.
Oh, 60. We have a few
My
more
final
days.
talks.
Okay.
My ticks, my talks, all of them. They're all happening.
I'm sorry. Wait, so... Fuck! I lost my thought. What were you just
You
saying?
lost your train of talk.
Right about Westerns. I'm going to go back.
So you're going to go back.
And it's only 6.
It's only 6 episodes.
But now I will definitely. After watching when I walked into Marni's house today, lo and behold,
I was
what were you,
finishing episode 4, and I was stressed because I really wanted to watch this last night, but my son, my poor little boy, wanted to sleep with me because he was having a moment, and I was like, "Fine, you could sleep with me." I'm not going to be able to watch TV. Wait, I just want to say this. This is what I was trying to say.
No, Mama
earlier.
needs her housewives.
I wasn't even going to watch
Sleep
Housewives.
in your own room.
I wasn't going to watch Housewives. This show you cannot put on with a child in your bed.
No.
So, American Primeval, Taylor Kitsch.
Yes. Should we tell our Taylor Kitsch?
You've told the Taylor story
all
a
right.
gajillion times. We met
Okay.
him in West Hollywood. She pinched his cheek. He was lovely. I just want to say a few things.
That had to be 20 years ago?
No, Mom. I was living in LA when I met Casey.
So it's...
That might have been almost 20 years ago.
Thank you.
No, it was not 20 years ago.
Well, you've been married how many years?
11.
Married, but
11,
we met in
but you would-
2009,
I don't
which
know
was
if we- all right.
16 years ago.
Thank you.
God. Okay. Sorry.
We're rounding it up to 20.
You have a lot of
That
flashbacks
rounds
to do.
to 20.
Right.
So I have a prediction for 2025. You know how last year it was like the Rat Boys were in, like Jeremy Allen Strong, like all these men who had this like rat kind of look, Barry Cogan. This is the year of unkept, haggard men. It's the new Rat Boy.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I know you are, because I love when you're like unkept and haggard in the morning.
Not me.
You got Noah Weil in the pit.
Yes.
Taylor Kitsch looking real raggedy and unkept.
Yeah, do we see him at all? Clean at all? No, it's
No.
Western and bloody all the way.
Now, do you
I'm
know
fixing to have a moment.
this is based on a true story?
I would assume it was.
It's based on the 1857 Mountain Meadows Massacre.
Yes.
It inspired the attack depicted in the first episode,
Yes,
where
it's-
like a ton of people die.
Right.
So I like the fact that there's some sort of truth behind this. Also, Peter Berg is the director. Peter Berg did Friday Night Lights, which is probably why Taylor Kitsch is in this.
But do you remember what Peter Berg was starred in?
What did he star in? Felicia?
ER? No.
No.
Oh, damn.
No.
I'm sure it was a medical show, but I cannot remember. It was a while ago, and he was great in it. And I'm sorry.
I always get Peter Berg confused with Christy Turlington's husband, Ed Burns.
Oh, apples and oranges. Oh, totally different. Totally different.
What was Peter?
I don't. But he was in a TV show, if I'm not mistaken, and probably done some movies. And then he branched out into being a director, and whatever
What was
writer.
he
director.
in? Copland, Lone Survivor, Patriots Day. No, he
kid.
appeared in a Chicago Hope.
That's it. Maybe it was Chicago.
Was
Hope.
it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I also think American Primeval is Game of Thrones meets Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh,
Think about it. No one's
yeah,
safe. Game
yeah,
of Thrones.
yeah.
Doesn't a kid start out a little crippled in Game of Thrones?
Yes, yes.
The boy here
yes.
struggling to walk.
Yes.
Killers
yes.
of the Flower Moon with the Indians.
Yes.
Lots of vibes were pouring out at me. Now,
Okay.
I do recommend this show if you can handle the violence.
And it is very violent.
It's
and
very violent.
bloody
It's a little
and very-
slow.
Yeah.
But, it
But it's
goes.
only 6 episodes.
It's only 6.
Well,
so
right.
that was the big show for me of the week, and I would like to finish it. Now, when we recorded last week, me and Casey argued. We hadn't done Traitors. We are up to date now with Traitors. Felicia, did you attempt Traitors?
I did attempt Traitors, and I think it was when they dropped. It was a 3
episodes had dropped.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait.
Here's my thought. It is so over the top, dramatic.
It's theatrics.
It's
Yeah, they're all putting it on.
almost ridiculous and campy.
Yes.
Almost?
Well, it is.
Yes.
I love Alan Cummings. He does schmaltz it up to the 10th degree, if not more.
I have so many questions. If anyone knows somebody that works on this show, I'm curious about the scripting for Alan. Like, is there a prompter? Is there somebody in his ear?
Yeah, right, because he comes up with shit very quickly.
It's probably written
obviously,
for him.
Obviously.
But I'm curious
and
how
the costume,
that
and the
goes.
costuming. I love the costuming.
Wardrobe.
Yeah, wardrobe. Let her correct me on everything.
I don't feel like he's wearing a costume. I feel like it's his wardrobe. Sorry, costumes to me are...
And I could not believe Boston Rob was in it. It was like, this man is making a living on just doing reality shows.
I want to see him with his hat off.
Have you ever seen him with his hat off? He's not.
No,
he's not bald.
He's not bald.
I know,
But-
because usually
but
if you're
he
wearing a
also-
hat,
and he also
Even under
chubbed
the
up.
cloak, he
also
pulls the
chubbed
cloak
up.
back and he still has the hat.
But he
Felicia said he also chubbed up.
he chubbed up.
We do that as men.
But the fact that I saw him on Survivor when he was on, and that's like
What season was he on Survivor?
I don't
like
remember
in the
if it
top
was 1 or
first
2.
5.
Yeah, definitely.
Wild.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
these people are making a living doing reality.
Yes. I mean,
Because
I
once you do
recognize-
something,
Right.
it is hard to get a job and do anything else.
Right.
No one else
Right.
is hiring Tom
And
Sandoval.
poor Dorinda, she was out immediately. I thought she would have been able to hold on, but she couldn't.
So I'm so proud of you for watching. Did you watch all 3?
Yes, I did.
OMG.
I did.
A round
I
of
did.
applause for Felicia.
But here's
I'm
my-
so proud of you.
How many episodes?
So it's
on the
going to
nor-
air tonight, once a week. There's gonna be
Yes.
12 total. Can
12.
you handle it?
I don't know. I'll be able.
It's on tonight.
I don't know.
It's fun. Let me tell you something.
I know
why
it's fun, but
Mom, Karen watches the
yes,
Traitors.
and she's so upset because she can't
I
get.
told
Peacock.
her what
I know.
to do.
I know.
You should watch it so you could talk to her about it.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
And I told you she loves Squid Games.
I know, Mom.
She
we
loves-
called her.
I know
Can I
we
have a,
did.
can I have
I
a
know.
moment about Traitors?
Casey, because he didn't see. Oh, I want to make.
This is my first
Hold on.
foray into Traitors.
I want to
You
make.
didn't watch it before.
I've never watched it before.
I want to make
Oh.
a correction. When I re-listened to the podcast last week, and when my friend Jamie, who corrected me, season 1 of Traitors was actually a mix of normal people and celebrities. So I just want to fix that note. So Casey, you could take the floor.
It wasn't it. Yeah.
I'm with
mix.
Felicia that I don't love the theatrics with the.
Yeah, I thought it was like
So
just-
can-
It's kind of dumb.
So can I-
What
so-
makes the
yeah.
show good?
Thank you.
So can
what
I
makes
watch
the
it
show
without
good
you?
is the concept of like
I was
the
like,
game. Like
I just thought
like
it was
the
so
game.
campy, and
I know.
which is cute, but
But are they? Is there a section of the viewing population that's watching that for that element?
Right, I don't know.
Are they like being drawn into this fantasy world, or are they watching it like we do, where we're like, it's a cool game, but this stuff's kind of corny? Like, who's watching it
Oh, I
with
think
sincerity?
real
and
people
enjoying it?
are as Dan Brown. He loves
there
it.
are people who
I think people
who
are just
genuinely get sucked into the theatrics.
I believe so.
Do we think
there's a big audience?
Do we think there's elements of Squid Game in it?
I get more elements of Big Brother in it, like a little more, and that's why I'm so excited to watch Derek.
Because
You should watch the reality version of Squid Game.
The fact that they use the word, we're murdering somebody tonight.
Right.
Now, obviously, it's not a real murder. It's not it's not bloody. It's
No, but there's been games like this forever.
I know.
But it's more social,
you know,
like
I
Big
watched
Brother, in
Survivor
that, like,
from day one, and
Right.
then I got tired of it. It's like after a while, know when to put
I know,
the shoe,
but so-
know when to put your shoes away.
So here's what I'm saying. I think you should continue watching this season because it is. I love seeing who they think is the traitor, who they vote off.
I'll say I
What's her face from New Jersey?
she'll be out because they're trying. Looks like they're trying to get rid of all the housewives, whatever season.
Dolores.
I think they're trying to get rid of the housewives because they believe that Alan Cummings would have selected at least one of them as a traitor.
I
And
agree
I think
with
that, like,
you.
strategically, they're
I
like, well,
agree.
one of them has to be a traitor.
I agree. Now, yes, there's some people in it that obviously I don't know. Like, I did not know that Zac Efron's brother was. I mean,
I like him.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, I like no,
my
but I didn't even know he
God.
had a brother.
Well,
And
he's
what was
got
he
this
in?
show
Obviously.
that he did with Zach called Down to Earth on Netflix. That was really like they're hiking.
Is that the Giles? No, there was who's the guy that took them on the
Maybe.
yeah, it was a guy that had a show and like something bear, and he would eat. They would eat.
I
like,
know what you're talking about.
They would eat like
Yep.
worms and do crazy stuff because that's what he was, like a survivalist. If I'm not, he was a pro at how to survive out there in the woods.
No,
on
they
what
go
you
with
could-
expert Darren Oyland.
Oh, that's not the guy.
No, it's not. I know who you're
All right.
talking about.
All right.
But I got to say, imagine living in Zac Efron's shadow.
Yeah,
Can you
must be tough.
imagine?
Must be
But
tough.
I think you're thinking of it as if they're in competition. Like
Well,
maybe,
we don't know what he does for a living. This
right?
kid.
Maybe he's just like stoked for his brother's success, and he's just like happy to like be
Totally.
living his
I
own
love him.
separate
I
life.
think he's
you
great.
know?
I think he's great. And he's the only one that knows what's going on right now, which
Yeah,
is
no, he's the
crazy.
only one
Which
that
is
was-
great. I think so
thought
far
I liked him also.
I also like the idea of him and Derek working together. In the
We
way
are
that
big
they
fans of Derek.
who's
huge.
from
Big Brother.
I
the
thought
greatest
so.
to play the game.
He's
in my
amazing. Now,
opinion.
did you notice in one of the scenes Tom Sandoval's sweaty armpits?
Yes,
Each
at the table.
was
Yes,
crazy. At first, I'm like, is that his shirt? Oh no,
No, he was sweating.
That boy is sweating.
yeah. He's going to be.
He's going to go far because he's too dumb to be a
He's
traitor.
so dumb. I want him. I hope
He's
he stays
like
in the
off
game.
base, and everything he says, he's just like, I think it's so and so, and you're like, you're so off base.
I hope he
He's
stays
so
in the
dumb.
game because he seems kind of lost.
He's completely lost. He has no idea what's going on,
He
but he
also
seems very
has
sure
not.
of his.
He also has not spoken a lot. He does not speak
because
a lot.
he's got no friends.
Right. He's got no friends. Exactly.
And I think Trishelle's a little ridiculous when she's like, he knows I'm friends with his ex.
Yeah,
like,
whatever,
please.
blah,
they're just,
blah,
they're
blah.
just trying to bring in the scandal of it all, but
I
it's,
know.
Right.
it's not working.
I hope you watch it.
Really,
I hope you watch it. It's a fun watch.
Yeah, I know it's a fun
and you don't
watch.
watch any of your housewives anymore. This is your
Not
way
really.
into that world.
Maybe.
I guess stylistically, all of these like competition shows have to have a shtick. Even Big Brother has its quirky, like
Yeah. I mean,
I
Zingbot
realize-
traditions,
Yes,
and all these like silly
cheesy stuff.
Yeah, so I guess if you hadn't watched Big Brother and you're watching it for the first time, you'd be like, "Oh, this is kind of dumb."
I loved when one of the housewives, Ayan from Dubai,
Yes.
saw Wes, who's from the challenge,
Yes.
and goes, "I don't know you. Are you famous from TikTok?" And he's like, "Oh my god, these people. A lot of these people may not know who
No, of
each
course
other
not.
are.
They don't watch all the shows.
No, but if you're in that real world of challenges and reality
I would look
television,
them up.
Yeah, they may have not known who's coming
until
in.
they got there.
Yeah, think about it.
God, it looks so cold and misty and dewy in Scotland. I'm assuming they filmed this last summer.
Well, so the drama is Lindsay Hubbard was supposed to be on the Traitors, okay? And Dorinda, there was a lot of tea that was spilled this week because Lindsay Hubbard was a guest on a podcast. And she was saying how Dorinda's a drunk and how Dorinda wasted at some party, was saying how Lindsay shouldn't be on the show. This was last summer. Shouldn't be
Right.
on the show because she's pregnant. And I think that's why Lindsay Hubbard agreed. She was like, yeah, I shouldn't do the show if I'm pregnant. But I think that's how Sierra from Summer House got in. But there was some drama about Dorinda. and spilling some dirt about Lindsay Hubbard and being on the Traitors. So I don't know. Dorinda, to me, I'm fine losing her. I am. I think she's a bit messy.
I would have just
You knew her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know her personally.
You
I
do.
just enjoy listening to her.
Yeah. And I always feel like they have to throw in like the dude from like the royal family. Like there's always last season they had like a random from Britain. They always have some random.
I know. Well, I guess they need a random.
It's always a random.
To make it international.
Yeah, maybe.
It is.
I don't know. I think I would kind of like to see a non-celebrity version, like people that know the game.
Oh, you know what you should watch then? UK Traitors, non-celebrity.
I just think I think there's a lot of strategy to be had in this game, and I feel like sometimes, like I've said about Celebrity Big Brother, sometimes these people are just here because their agent got them the job, not because they care about the game and play strategically. Like Lamar Odom and Celebrity Big Brother.
They need money.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see a group of people that are there because they love Traitors and they want to play like strategic.
Yeah,
and
so
sneaky
you need
and, like,
to watch.
I think they need money, and
they do, and I bet you they get.
publicity.
I bet you they get paid per episode, so they want to stay in the game. There's no
That's
flat fee.
typically
They probably
that's
get
typically
paid.
the pay
Probably
structure.
know,
I think.
you know,
for these things.
Yeah.
more than I. Well, you certainly know more than I do about that stuff.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch Traitors
I'm in.
again. Great. And Felicia, you're in. It's on tonight. You
I'm
have
in.
all weekend. It's only one episode. You have to watch. How easy is that? One
When
episode.
it's one episode,
So
but
I'm so proud of you that you
here's-
did 3.
I did
I'm
3.
proud of you, Mommy.
Because you kept busting my chops.
I trusted your chops about Landman, not the Traitors.
Well, but the beginning it was like watch it. But my favorite is so far The Pit, which I did. I'm not up and when
your
it
favorite.
airs.
Now you could say it's your favorite.
I like. Well, it's only been 2 episodes.
Yes. So now
But
it comes out
I do
tonight. It's on Thursday nights.
Okay.
But you know what is out? Doc second episode has dropped.
Okay. Oh,
and I'm gonna
all right.
watch it. I want to
Okay.
see it. Doc is out.
Let's
Okay.
see if it gets better.
Let's see if it gets better. I am
Because-
curious about how she's going to
Can't
get
judge
her.
a show by its pilot.
She is not going to get her memory back.
No, I know. So I want to see how she kind of
How
like
she
goes
copes.
into this new
Right,
life.
right? Because she's still
So-
going to be a doctor.
But The Pit, I'm looking forward to the third hour.
Right.
I'm happy you're in. So you're in.
I'm in. I think I'm.
There's
yeah,
going to
I'm
be
in.
a lot of medical drama competition out of these K medical dramas.
I love, and I've always loved a medical drama.
So we did one other thing. I thought I had nothing to talk about on this podcast
Apparently
today.
we do.
I watched, while Casey had band practice, Diddy. The new 1 hour and a half documentary on Peacock.
How current was that?
Very current. Just came out.
I understand it just came out.
It's current.
Okay.
It's literally current.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
who did they interview that we haven't seen speak? A bodyguard who was so great on this. The bodyguard gave some good tea, and
They didn't make the bodyguard sign, or that shit goes out the
he
window.
was like, "I'm done."
Yeah,
He
it
said
goes
he's
out
been
the
talking.
window.
He says I've been trying to talk about this since 1997.
Okay.
He
Wow.
thinks he had something to do. He didn't kill Biggie. He thinks he had something to do with Biggie's death.
Oh, God.
But Kim Porter's baby daddy from their so you know how Kim Porter was married to Diddy,
Yes.
and she died, quote unquote, of pneumonia. Okay.
Okay.
Kim Porter was first with this guy, had a kid with this man.
You mean this bodyguard?
No, another guy. I think his name is AJ. And Diddy saw Kim Porter and was like, I want her. And like cut him out and adopts the kid that they had together. They got this guy to do the doc. And he said, I've been asked to do so many documentaries. I don't know, but he decided to do this one. This guy, there was a first record label that Diddy was part of. It was like Heavy D, he's dead now. This guy named Andre, he's dead now. Kim Porter was part of it, she's dead now. And this guy, AJ. AJ was in a fucking coma. He's alive now. He's like, he thinks Diddy has something to do with all of this. Oh. That was the only thing I learned. It was fine. The documentary is fine. It's a quick watch. Women came out. There was one woman who came out who didn't want to be seen. Like her voice is covered.
She's scared.
She's scared. Then there's a guy from Bad Boy Records who came out, voice completely altered. He's not seen. He's like, yeah, I'm scared shitless out of my life.
Right. And he's still in jail, right, P. Diddy?
He's still in jail.
Right.
And yeah, it's like, I don't know. I was like, oh, do I want to watch this? What else can I learn? It was definitely interesting to hear from a man that has a child with Kim Porter.
Well,
and
have you
like
seen
loves
anything
her.
like that was like structured from beginning to end his story?
No. A lot of blame on his childhood. His dad was absent, and his mom had like sex parties at her house. So she was kind of, and the things he has seen, but he also was raised.
The original freak-offs.
Yeah. And he was kind of bullied because he was like, she didn't want to be alone with him. So she gets together with another man and she wants another boy in the house. So she gets in this relationship with this man who has a son named Tim. Tim was also on the documentary. And Diddy was always kind of the most well-dressed. And the most serious. I think he got bullied for that. But yeah, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch if you're into the
interested.
Diddy of it all. I don't suggest this for Felicia at all.
Okay.
And there was comparisons to Jeffrey Epstein,
Right.
Like being in prison. I'm shocked Diddy's still alive. Actually, I am. I'm surprised he's still alive. I'm just going to leave it at that. Mom, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. Let's get to Bye Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
So big weekend. We've got Severance. I mentioned that. Casey, we agreed because I'm going away. Are you ready, Casey? Are we going to watch this separately?
I guess so.
Because look, this is more you than me. Like you're diehard Severance. I'm like, I like Severance. Casey's diehard. He's so obsessed.
Well, I would recommend anybody listening go back and watch some recaps.
I did post a recap as well.
There was an incredible one. It's called Everything You Need to Remember About
It's on
Severance Season
YouTube.
1. It was a 37-minute recap, which is a lot shorter than rewatching the whole season.
Right.
They go into things that maybe you missed in the first season. There's also an incredible Severance podcast right now that they're trickling out every couple days where they go episode by episode. It's Ben Stiller and Adam Scott. It is fantastic. They talk about the making of each episode. They themselves have revisited each episode. They haven't watched it in years and decided to get together and watch one episode and talk about each one. It is so good. It'll get you fired up. This show is incredible, and I hope it lives up to the hype of season 1 because I forgot how good season 1 was.
It was on a long time ago.
I remembered that I loved it, and now that I'm kind of in this rewatch or this like recap podcast kind of zone, I am super stoked, and I really hope I'm not working myself up for disappointment.
It was on in 2022, and then the strikes happened, and that
Right.
really put a
Right.
hold on
But
them.
I'm glad they took their time with it because like they could have been like, no, we got to rush this out. It really feels
No,
like
but
they
you
took
don't
their
know.
time.
But, I mean, it
Well,
could
I
have
do
been.
know because I've been listening to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So they really aren't trying. They didn't want to rush.
They had this
out.
pop up in Grand Central. Did you hear about this? Where
No.
they built like a glass box and they put the actors like Adam Scott in the box as their characters.
Really
That's
wish I would've
funny.
seen
And
that.
Ben Stiller is outside the box like a proud dad, filming on his iPhone. And they
pretty
brought
cool.
crowds. I mean, the marketing. Me and Casey said this. We have a theory, not a theory. We believe the marketing sucked for season 1. There was no marketing. It was word of mouth. Now they're
pumping it up.
pumping the marketing
yeah.
out. I was
Well, he
on
talks about that in the podcast that like when he's pitching this to Apple, he's like pitching it to a non-existent production company because at the time Apple didn't have anything. So like who knows what they're working with their promotion. I mean, Apple TV as a network was pretty new.
And now Apple's throwing money at it.
Right. It is the
throwing
best
money
show,
behind
in my
marketing.
opinion.
Right. Well,
Wow.
yeah.
So
Behind market.
Severance will be a big watch. And January 24th, Felicia, The Trauma Code on Netflix.
Yes.
We will be watching.
Yes.
Okay. And
Can't
stick
wait.
to our weeklies. Nothing really big this week. I really want to see the movie Emilia Perez with Zoe Saldana, which is on
Everybody's
Netflix.
talking. Yeah.
It won all the awards, but
I know.
I hear it's a very bizarre, hard watch, and I just like why do
Why
they
is
why do
everything bizarre?
why do they have to make this so
God.
difficult?
Yeah.
Why can't we just go basic and have Wicked just win the awards,
Yeah.
and we don't have to be forced to watch something really fucking
Oh,
weird?
they're all weird. Everything is weird.
Felicia,
Yes.
we love you. People fucking love you, Mom. Maybe we should get you on Cameo, Patreon.
I don't think so. No.
We get like a
I'd pay
1-800
top
number.
dollar for a Felicia cameo.
1-800 number to call you, talk Korean shows. Thanks, everybody. Mwah.
Mwah.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Share the show if you're new, please. I do believe this podcast specifically is very word of mouth because I don't want to put my mother through like guest hosting on a gajillion podcasts to get more listeners. So
Because this mother would protest. Protest.
all right, Mom. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.